Yo, what's going on, guys? We are here, episode number 4, Sinclair Crypto and Robert from Fearless Traders. We're pretty much just giving guys, you know what I mean, a little insight of what's going on in the traditional stock market and the crypto market. Pretty much, you know what I mean, doing it. I've been in crypto probably for like about a little bit over a year, mainly investing in Hex and Pulse Chain. That's my two long-term investments. But yeah, it's enough for me. Robert, how about yourself?
Robert Prince from fearlesstraders.com. I've been trading stocks for 6 years, and I'm getting into crypto myself now recently. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right, all right. So today we got a few topics for you guys. We're gonna talk about some Bitcoin news, kind of this old wallet that just moved for the first time, and it's a pretty large wallet as of right now. That just moved for the first time, and talk about the Bitcoin price a little bit, how it's not even it's not moving over 50K. We'll talk about Solana. We'll talk about what's going on with Solana, that chain. We'll go over the S&P 500, talk about how it crashed a bit, and we'll go over Hex a little bit as well. So we got a few topics for you guys, but yeah, let's start it off with Bitcoin. So let me pull up the go to Nomics real quick. Oh. All right. All right, share the screen over. And so yeah, pretty much we got Bitcoin over here at 47K, Ethereum at 3,300, and we got Hex at 45 cents. It was at a dip pretty much for pretty much the whole last week, and it just started climbing over on Friday or Saturday. But yeah, we'll go over the Hex in a towards the end of the video. But yeah, Bitcoin right now 47,000, and it's kind of funny because it hit over that 50K for a little while. It actually touched 52K, and it just dipped down right after that. So I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a real struggle for Bitcoin to go over to get over that 50K and even hit its all-time high from the beginning of the year. I don't know. This right here, this looks like it's playing out to be that dead cat bounce right here, and it's looking like that was the top. That's the bounce right there, and it's looking like it's formulating that pattern that it did back in 2017, 2018. So if you look back, let me zoom out a little bit, and that's pretty much it right there. That was the top. And it's looking like it's gonna go down. I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen? But this bull market, I feel like it can still last a little bit longer. This crypto bull market can last a little while, even if Bitcoin still down, because there's a lot of projects coming out. You got Solana, which we'll talk about. You got Pulse Chain that's coming out. That's gonna be pretty big. Like, that's gonna be amazing. And who knows when that's gonna come out? But I predict that may come out in the next 2 or 3 months. Because they got to get the testnet running for that. But there's a lot of projects that will keep the bull market going. But Bitcoin's bull market, it pretty much may be over. This is pretty bearish to me. I don't know. If this doesn't break over 50K, I don't know. What do you see, Robert? What do you think is going to happen with this Bitcoin price?
I wouldn't touch it until it breaks over 65,000. Kathy Woods, she's pretty bullish on it. She's saying like it'll hit $400,000 5 years from now.
Oh, 5. All right. Well, I don't know. Who knows? 5 years from now, I like to happen. But yeah, damn, that's a long time still. But yeah, and if you think about it, $500,000. That's only what? That's a 10x. That's only a 10x.
Yeah,
you're gonna wait 5 years to get a 10x, but nah, go ahead. All right, keep going.
But I know like Bitcoin has like the halving. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, yep, the Bitcoin halving.
Yeah, so that'll probably like help boost the price up too.
Yeah.
And what other countries, they're adapting Bitcoin as well. But like technical wise, I wouldn't touch it until it breaks over the high, the 52-week high. So what is it? What's the highest point in that chart? I can't. To me, it looks like 65,000.
Yeah, it's about 65. Yeah, 65. Yeah, like about 65K.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it until it breaks over that.
All right, and now say for example, like because if I'm long term investing, like you think I should like if I was to buy Bitcoin, you think I should buy now? Like because if it's at a cheaper price, like I would like see me personally, I would rather buy it at 47K, which is at right now, rather than over 65K.
Right. I mean, like
if I'm holding,
like if you're long term investing for sure, you know,
All right.
$200 a month into Bitcoin, it's not going to hurt you. You're eventually going to average down to a good price.
Okay.
Sorry, whenever it dips down really low, you just add more. You know, $400 every month.
Yeah, that's a good strategy. Dollar cost averaging, and that's what I did with Hex actually. When I got in Hex, I didn't have a lot of money to buy in, and when I was dollar costing average with Hex, I would buy. There was times where the high was like it was like a dollar, not a dollar, a cent and a half, and I'm like, damn, it's kind of expensive. But I bought in at that time, and just because a dollar cost average in at that point, like, and the price is 40 cents right now, like I'm still doing good. So if you're gonna do that, then it will work out for you for sure.
And like pull up the Hex chart as well.
Yeah. But we'll get into the Hex. Is it something with the Bitcoin?
Oh no.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll get into the Hex chart at the end. So yeah, that's pretty much what you see with the Bitcoin price. Don't touch it pretty much until it gets over that 65K area. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, because usually like with breakouts like that, that's usually a key price area. So like that kind of breakout, it'll just keep going.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see that dead cat bounce. I wish I had that chart, yo. I will pull it up, that pattern that's consistent with Bitcoin, and it's doing that same pattern right now, which is crazy. But yeah, well, I'll pull that up on the next stream. But so yeah, let's get into this article real quick about let me see if I can pull this up. All right. So you see that, Robert, right?
Yeah.
All right. So pretty much this article, this is on the website decrypt.co. I just found out about this website. It's pretty cool. They got a lot of good information, but I don't like the part right here. Well, now this is type crazy. Wait a minute, hold up. Now, price data, this is a side thing. Like, and this is the weird thing about these websites, right? Because they're pulling their data information from Nomics, right? And Nomics obviously has Hex at number 3. And we'll go like number three crypto. And over here, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, which is number 4 on Nomics. Hex is number 3. And then everything else is pretty much accurate. But yeah, I just caught that just now. So yeah, Decrypt, I don't know, man. Get your stuff together, get your stuff straight. with your ranking. But anyways, let's get into this. An ancient Bitcoin stash worth 30 million has just moved. In brief, a Bitcoin wallet that lay particularly dormant for 9 years suddenly came online today. The wallet contains 616 Bitcoins. That's pretty crazy. That's what 30 million, right?
Yeah.
That's wild, because let me see. In the time the wallet has lain dormant, the price of Bitcoin has gone from $13 to so Bitcoin was $13 when they pretty much like first moved this Bitcoin into this wallet 9 years ago.
Jesus.
So that's crazy. Like they kind of like, I don't know what happened, because like what I'm thinking is, let me read. I'll talk about what I think happened, and you have a good idea too, like your own thoughts of what happened. But all right, a Bitcoin wallet that had been particularly dormant for almost 9 years finally showed signs of life today when its owner transferred all of his 616 Bitcoin to a different wallet on December 10th, 2012. The wallet received some 616 Bitcoin. Back then, Bitcoin was worth $13, and the entire transaction was worth about 8,195. So that the whole wallet was worth 8,195 back in 2012. However, the Bitcoin is that's worth 47,000 today is now worth 29.4 million. The Bitcoin moved today at 05. Yo, you know how to say military time. I don't know how to 0550, right? That's how you say it.
Nah,
No.
that's not military.
Oh,
Well,
is
you can.
that because isn't it when you have like the 05? I thought that's how it was. Like, so if there was like any zeros.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
but anyways, yeah, I don't know. I have military on my phone too, but I don't know how to say it like out loud. But anyways, according to the blockchain, all right, boom, boom, boom. The value of the pot appears to have grown by 0.0001 Bitcoin through okay. Um, Around a decade ago, when the wallet received its 616 Bitcoin, investors may have had a limited expectations about Bitcoin's price and traded the coin like it was chump change. At today's prices, people who held onto the coin became Bitcoin whales. So, yo, I don't know,
Jesus.
but I feel um, like they lost their wallet. This could have been what happened, right? Because I even did this. Like I knew I never bought Bitcoin, but I did this one thing. Like when I found out Bitcoin was pretty high, right? So I think what happened was they knew they had their wallet, right? They always knew, but they never knew their seed phrase or they never knew their whatever it was, their password or whatever, to get into their old Bitcoin wallet. But through digging, for some, maybe they moved and they found their seed phrase or their private keys or whatever written on the paper, and they're like, yo, I finally found this right here. And they, you know what I mean? And they probably didn't even know how much it was worth, because they probably didn't even know they had 616 Bitcoin. They probably didn't even know that. But now they're like, yo, like this is crazy, boom, boom, boom. And then now they moved it into probably a newer wallet, which I actually they did. So yeah, I don't know. That's pretty crazy, and it just shows the power of holding. And when you're forced to hold, because like for example with Hex, you're forced to hold Hex if you're staking it, unless you end your stake and then emergency end stake and lose a lot of your principal and or interest. But when you're holding, it just goes to show, like, yo, if you're holding, just hold, you know what I mean, and then see what happens in the long term. But
Yeah,
that
that's one.
right, yeah,
That's a
because
that's
uh-huh.
that's the one good thing too. Like if you invest in the stock, just buy the stock and just delete the app or uninstall it.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? To prevent, to save yourself from hurting yourself, pretty much.
Mm.
Because that right there, say for example, if that scenario, what I'm saying is true, then what happens if he found his private keys or his seed phrase or whatever 5 years ago when Bitcoin was like $200 or something, right? He would have sold it then, because it still would have been a crazy profit from what he originally got in. So that's just pretty cool to see. But it just goes to show too that a lot of this dormant stuff that's going on, they're like, all right, a lot of Bitcoin wallets aren't being they're inactive or whatever, they're dormant. Who knows what's going to happen in the future. Like this guy right here, he could probably sell off 30 million, and that may move the price. I don't know if it'll move it significantly or not, but he could move the price pretty much. And that could happen. Like, say for example, somebody has like 20,000 Bitcoin and they find out about it, right? And it's a dormant wallet. Then what will happen to the price? So I don't know. That's just my theory. What do you think? What do you think happened with this?
So yeah, there's some rumors. Maybe it's like some guy that just got out of jail for like drug dealing. Because like when Bitcoin first started, it was just
Yeah.
to buy drugs in the dark web.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
if you're saying that he just got out and probably just logged back into his account.
Yo, that's possible. That's definitely highly possible. Yeah, because if he knew, say for example, if he was locked up and he knew exactly where his passwords were, you're not gonna tell me, especially if you're gonna do like a 10-year bid, right? If you're gonna do like a 10-year bid in jail, like, and you don't know, like somebody might, become at the 8th year, they might be like, you know what, I really need this money, and then they know where the guy's password is, because he told them to keep it safe, and they could have sold it. You know what I mean? So, that's crazy. Yeah, that's definitely highly possible for sure. And now he can legit because now, say for example, if he was like a drug dealer and stuff like that, and he only had back then it was worth $8,195. That means he was like kind of like a small time, drug dealer. If he only had $8,000 worth of Bitcoin, right? He wasn't like this guy from Mexico,
El Chapo.
El Chapo. He wasn't like him because he only had this small amount. But now with 30 million, he doesn't even have to sell drugs anymore at all. He could do something more legally. So that's kind of funny. That's a cool little story that I kind of wanted to touch on a little bit.
And they say crime doesn't pay, huh?
Yeah.
They lied.
Yep. That's pretty wild, yo. All right. So what you got with the S&P, the SPY dipping down? You got anything about that you said?
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
All right. Dipping down. It was up and to the right. You called it like about like the first episode, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because when things are doing too well, and like just like Hex too, like Hex had a pullback last week. Things are eventually gonna go down. What goes up must come down. So, all right, there we go.
Yeah, as you can see here, like it broke below that trend line, that major trend line I was talking about, I think last episode too.
Mm-hmm.
Right here.
Oh, it broke it. Okay.
And they're spreading that all over the news too. So if the news is spreading it, it's gonna be bad. And then you can tell by the volume too. The volume bars is red. Red is usually selling. Green is buying. So that that those red volume bars, they're increasing, which is increasing selling pressure. And then that with this, it's a bad sign. And usually we use like moving averages. 50 is one of the most popular ones. 50 simple moving average, and that cross below there. And I'm gonna add another two. Sorry, I didn't have this set up right.
Nah, it's all good. I'm looking at the chart, and I'm looking at the pullbacks that happened previously in this year, and I'm looking at the one that happened in March because that looked like it was about to go under that line as well, but it recovered. So yeah, and it did go wow. And back in October, it went under pretty good. So
yeah, usually when it crosses that line, it's pretty bearish. And especially when it actually crosses, but you don't want to sell right when because usually when it crosses, it's too late. You want to anticipate it. And usually what I do is I use the RSI, and it shows that divergence. And when it's that bad, it's time to sell. Like I predicted this, but I didn't. My plan was to buy some puts during this time. I didn't do it. So always follow your instincts. But the same thing's happening here too. That divergence.
Okay.
But yeah, that once that 50 moving averages crosses, and then you see the RSI divergence and that red volume increasing, that's three signals already that is pretty bearish. And then once the media starts putting out fear, I posted an article on my Twitter, not an article but some news. Like you can see it's just nothing but bad news. Where is it? I know I posted it somewhere. Okay, right here. White House says inability to issue debt will constrain federal government from deficit spending in a recession, could lead to cuts in critical state services. White House says hitting U.S. debt limit could cause a recession. It's all bad news. Insider trading, NFT platform, FD, more COVID stuff. It's all bad news. So usually bad news, and then technical signs and all that stuff. Is not good. And what a lot of people use too is the VIX. It's like it basically indicates volatility. Let
Mm-hmm.
me fix this chart real quick. But yeah, like when the VIX goes up, the usually the market's going down, right? It's usually more fear.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the fear indicator, the VIX, volatility S&P index. So when this usually goes up, let me delete that.
Mm-hmm.
When this goes up, it's a bearish signal, and you can see it's about to break above this 20. So anything above 20 is you should be in cash mostly if you're. And this is not financial advice. You know, I'm not a financial advisor, so I got to put that out there. But I'm just showing my opinions on what I'm seeing.
Mm.
So anytime this goes above 20, it's time to hold on to cash. And usually what I look for is I look for stocks that are extremely oversold. Like, I'm still going long. Like, I'm not going to sell my stuff, right? Sorry about that.
That's cool.
I'm not gonna sell my stocks, especially they're pretty undervalued. Like Robinhood,
Mm.
that's pretty it's down a lot. And if it breaks over this line, it's definitely gonna keep going up. And Kathy Woods, she's a hedge fund manager, right? She bought a lot of this, and
Mm.
I think I can find an article real quick on that. Yeah, she's basically sold Tesla, or she sold all
Oh
her
yeah,
Tesla
yeah, I seen this. Yep. Uh-huh.
to buy Robinhood.
Yeah. Wow, it was to buy Robinhood.
Yeah.
That's what it was?
Uh-huh. And and everybody
Wow.
knows, like, she predicted Tesla was gonna go up to this insane price. So for her to be bearish on Tesla and to buy into Robinhood, to me, that's like, wow, I should probably pay attention to this chart. And I already see this already down quite a bit. It's highly possible that it's gonna, bounce, at least to 60.
Okay.
So I'm definitely holding. I'm gonna keep this position that I'm holding.
Mm.
And apron went up. I think I have some aprons still. Um, but yeah, this popped a little bit. Um, JMIA, which is basically it's like a Amazon type company, e-commerce company for Russia, I believe.
Mm.
I can't. I can remember. Not Russia, Africa. Sorry about. I think Russia is OZN. OZN is the Amazon stock for like Russia.
Mm.
I look into so many stocks, I get it mixed up sometimes. But yeah, JMIA is for it's like an Amazon type company for Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and it was pretty big. Back then. I'm gonna see if I can pull up a chart real quick.
It seems like all those Amazon type of companies, they like Alibaba, that one that you're pulling up right now. It seems
Uh-huh.
like they're all pretty much they were at one point they all were good investments.
Yeah. Like I knew about this down here, and,
Wow.
but I'm a trader, so I sold for a quick pop. 100%.
Hmm.
That you're gonna sell, but in hindsight 2020, I should have just held on to that. But I think the same move is coming up, right?
Uh-huh.
Uh, support is around this area. The resistance was right here. You see that double top.
Yep.
So support is usually going to be where resistance was.
Hmm.
So people that sold here are usually going to try to buy. People are watching this area.
I bet freaking watches.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and usually when a downtrend is happening, you want to look for the first higher low for a reversal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once that first higher low happens, it's now in an uptrend, right? First
Mhm.
higher low.
Mhm.
So it's gonna keep going up, I believe. So I'm definitely holding on to this one. And there was already so much attention on this stock before.
Mhm.
I think Wall Street bets played a big part of this. Kind of like uh, GameStop, AMC, PLTR. All those meme stocks. This was kind of part of that too.
Mm. Yeah, and yeah, guys, definitely follow Robert on his Twitter, Traders Fearless, because he's gonna have these, these predictions like in real time. You know what I mean? That way you don't have to see these streams a week, later on Sunday, and then you
Hmm.
missed out on everything that he was talking about. So definitely follow him on his Twitter so you could get the up to date information right away.
Yeah, like I mean, if you could look at my past stuff, usually when I call it goes up.
Hmm.
So I'm I'm not doing this for my own good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help other people out as well, and
Yeah.
I'm giving free information. So if you want to DM me, I got a
Uh-huh.
little chat room I'm starting up, and I could teach people for free. So definitely just look at my Twitter and just shoot me a DM.
Hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, like when the market's in extreme like volatility like this,
Hmm.
I usually just look for oversold stuff, like stuff like this. If the market's going down, how much more down can this stock go?
Mm.
So, and this is RGS, right? This is it's a hair salon company. Like I don't know if have you ever heard of Supercuts?
Supercuts. Yeah, yeah. They got like the generic haircut place, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all over the country. So
Uh-huh.
this is definitely like I posted. It's not your garbage bio stock. A lot of these penny stocks are just garbage companies that they're not making any money, or they're waiting for a drug to come out. But this is just this company's been going on for years.
Mm.
You know, I could post up the monthly.
So that right there, that's like
Since 1992. So this is not gonna go. It can So any stock could go bankrupt. But I'm saying like usually stocks has been around for a long time.
uh-huh.
It's less likely that it's just gonna
Yeah.
go to zero.
And that right there, that's probably because a lot of people weren't able to get their haircuts in the last pretty much, year
Yeah, yeah,
or year and a half. And people
all
are
that.
just now starting to get their haircuts now
Mhm.
from the pandemic. So I think that right there, that will probably be a good, buy-in, especially like, something like AMC as well, like how you weren't able to go to movies. Now you are. Now their stock has risen in the last a year and a half since the pandemic started. So yeah, something like this. Yeah, definitely.
And
Hmm.
and usually when I draw my support and resistance lines, I usually always start at the monthly, then weekly, then daily. So like
Mm.
the monthly is usually like the strongest, resistance and strongest support. So like I'm gonna buy here, and I'm definitely gonna sell around this area. So
Mm.
like if you go to the daily, it's way below. And usually when a stock is that far from the average, the moving average, is actually a trading edge, right? Like most stocks tend to move towards the average, right? You know,
Mm.
like it's mean reversion. Usually like over here, it's gonna bounce to that average. So like this is something you want to look for. If it's far from the average, you want to buy. If it's too far up from the average, you want to sell. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, that's
And,
solid. Hmm.
and then when you see volume like this, people are paying attention. People are buying. So all that green volume that's coming in, it's all people buying. So definitely look into this one. I mean, I'm not gonna guarantee, but I'm not 90% certain this is gonna at
Yeah.
least touch this average right here.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, so I mean, that's just just take a look at my page, and like none of this is financial advice. This is usually just stuff that I'm looking at and stuff that I'm gonna buy. So you could follow me if you want to, but like I said, it's not financial advice.
Yeah. Yep. Solid. All right. Very great. Let me see if I can pull up this. I got one more article from Decrypt, and they're talking about Solana. And if you don't know what Solana is another blockchain that just recently came out pretty much. And let me see, pull this. What the heck? Oh, okay. All right. All right. So yeah, now Solana is another blockchain. It's like, pretty much like Ethereum. You're able to have dApps on there, decentralized apps, and you're able to pretty much, you're able to do a lot, on there. Have smart contracts and stuff. So, it's as far as an investment. Let's see what the price is actually right now before we even before we get into that article. So Solana right now is actually number 8 on the charts.
And
Let me see what's the market cap.
Solana had a big run. I said Solana had a big run recently. The DeFi.
Yeah,
it's been going crazy.
Yeah, Solana definitely did have a big run. If I pull up the month chart, you can see it was just it was just at 33 in the beginning of August. $33. It's sitting at right now at 152. So yeah, that's a pretty big game right there. That's what is that, a 5x right there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's pretty solid. But it's obviously going to pull back a little bit, especially from what happened over last Friday or Saturday with it crashing for like 17 hours, which is crazy. A blockchain shouldn't crash. You know what I mean? Like it should always be running 100% uptime. And if it does crash, 17 hours is crazy. Like there's people that's going to lose a lot of money like that. But let's go ahead and get into this article. Just to give you guys a little bit of information about Solana, if that's maybe something you may be interested in. Me personally, I don't have any Solana. I may invest into some Solana, depending though. I got to do a little bit more research on it. I haven't done any research on it, to be honest, just minimal. But do your own research on these projects. You know what I mean? Before you invest, because it could be big. You know what I mean? It could be bigger than Ethereum. I don't think so, but let's read into this article real quick. So Solana's DeFi projects are raising millions of dollars. All right, decentralized finance is taking off on Solana. Here's what it looks like. Solana may be up 122% in the last month, but its rise has begun to slow down, as expected. As a blockchain secures its place in the top 10 by market cap, investors in the nascent low-fee, high-speed blockchain are turning their attention to something else: Solana's decentralized finance protocols. All right, so it's pretty much decentralized apps, dApps. I'm sorry, like Uniswap, like Pancake Swap and stuff like that. It's pretty much what they're talking about, and those are dApps on Ethereum blockchain and the Binance Smart Chain. So that's to give you an idea of what they're talking about. In the past week, investment in some Solana-based DeFi protocols came so thick and fast that the blockchain couldn't handle all the attention. Solana crashed for 17 hours on Tuesday. It was actually Tuesday. Tuesday was? Wow, week went by fast. Tuesday, after bots rushed to invest in a token sell for Great Protocol. So Great Protocol, not really too sure exactly what that is, but it's just showing like, it couldn't handle whatever it was supposed to handle, and it crashed. And that's not a good sign, because if you have these bots, these arbitrage bots messing up, you know what I mean? Like and the system can't handle that, then they need to do something because that's a no-go, especially for me. I'm not trying to invest in anything that's crashing for 17 hours. I don't care if it's new or not. Like that's why you have test
Yeah.
nets to make sure everything is good because yo, that's not good. You know what I mean? Especially like places like Coinbase and stuff where they're down. I remember like earlier this year when the bull market first started to kick off, like there was like a few days where not consecutive days, but like here and there where it was like, oh, we can't like do this and that, like like no outbound stuff. I mean, no sense. I'm like, yo, like this is crazy because people are gonna lose money like that. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. But what are these? What are these projects? How much have they raised, and who's funding them? We take a look. Here's our roundup of the biggest protocols that are capping off a heady and hot Solana summer, and a glance at those yet to come. So pretty much, I'm not going to get too much all into this. You got to go ahead and read this for yourself on decrypt.com. I mean, decrypt.co. But pretty much, there's a few like you got Great Protocol, Parrot Protocol, and pretty much they're raising a certain amount of money. And I don't know if these are through some yield farming stuff, but I'm pretty sure they have some yield farming because I did see some pools on Selenium, and Selenium. This is actually kind of like a Uniswap type of thing, and they have their own native token, like how Uniswap has the Uni token over on Uniswap. I mean, I'm sorry, on Ethereum network. So pretty much, they're just pretty much talking about the money that was invested these past few weeks and months. Well, actually, past few weeks since it launched. So yeah, they're definitely raising a good amount of money. We're talking about in the hundreds of millions, and that's nothing. To especially for crypto, that's pretty solid right there. If you're going to raise that much, Pulse Chain raised about. Damn, I don't even remember how much it was. It was like 750 million, I think. No, it was more. I think it was more than that. But yeah, Pulse Chain. If you don't know about Pulse Chain is a fork of Ethereum, and that's going to be coming. I'll get more into that later. But yeah, these cryptos like these blockchains that could easily raise over $100 million in an instant. Ethereum did it as well. EOS did it as well. So if they're raising this much money, it could be a good investment. It is maybe something you want to look at, but also maybe not, because I know when EOS they raised I don't know I should have pulled out the dollar amount, but EOS they raised a good amount of money back in 2017. But EOS is not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good investment right now. So even though these blockchains and these cryptocurrencies, they do raise a lot of money in their IPOs or ICOs or whatever it is. This one is a IDO. I don't even know what IDO is actually. But if they're raising this much, maybe take a look at it and see what's the big fuss about. But pretty much Solana, you're able to have decentralized finance dApps on there. You're able to have NFTs on there, and obviously, if you have NFTs on there, look at it what Ethereum has done with NFTs. So that may be a good thing if you're into that to look into. So let me pull up.
Yeah, so Solana, like they're, the gas fees are lower, but they're having all these issues right now.
Yeah, that's the thing, and that's the price that you have to pay if you're having these low gas fees. Because if you're having these low gas fees because there isn't yet that much activity on the network, but you're pretty much like, even though it's not testnet, you're still in a testing phase. So you're pretty much the guinea pigs, right? And Hex, for example, Hex is able to be on multiple chains. We're not just limited to Ethereum. We could be on the Binance Smart Chain. We could be on Solana. We could be on Cardano if they have blockchain. I mean, if they have smart contracts on there, right? But the thing is, though, is that there's no rush to be on those networks because we don't know the bugs and what could potentially go wrong on those networks because they haven't been battle tested yet, right? Binance Smart Chain is a new blockchain. Solana is a new blockchain. So in order to have, to put yourself on that platform, you got to have a lot of trust in it. And Hex, like I said, it could go on Solana, right? You could have Hex on multiple blockchains, which is crazy. It's just a smart contract. But the thing is, though, is it worth it? Only time will tell. And we're in no rush, pretty much, to be on multiple blockchains. But this is right here, this Selenium. This is actually a kind of like a Uniswap of Solana. So you're able to stake. I guess Slim is their native token, like how Uni's their is Uniswap's native token. But yeah, this is pretty much you're able to trade. Oh, you're not even able to trade yet on here? Oh, never mind. You can't even trade, can invest yet. You can connect a wallet. And these are the Solana wallets right here. Now you have, I don't want to pull it up, but if you see right here, this is my my MetaMask wallet. And MetaMask works with Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum, but Solana, obviously, they have their own wallets as well. But then that's another thing too, because you really gotta research a lot of things in crypto, because not only that you have to research the blockchain itself, but you also have to research the wallets, and is the wallets safe as well, because you don't want to put your funds, transfer your funds into some shady wallet, some online wallet, and then your funds get hacked. So there's a lot of things to search. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things to search, and what could go wrong, what could go right. But pretty much that's what it is. You have these pools over here. I guess I don't know if these are some staking pools or some yield farming or whatever, but they got a lot of stuff. And I'm pretty sure some NFTs, you get some NFTs on these things as well. It's kind of the skin of the website, everything looks nice and smooth, you know what I'm saying? But just because the skin is nice and smooth, that really doesn't matter. What really matters is how it internally works. And if it's internally flawed, all this fancy smashy stuff doesn't really matter. So yeah, do your research on that. I might do my research on that as well. Like I said, I'm into Hex and Pulse, and I feel that Pulse is gonna be a really big blockchain that's really underestimated right now. And it's so many reasons why. One of the reasons why is because you're getting a better fork of Ethereum. You're getting all your tokens copied from Ethereum, all your ERC20 tokens copied to Pulse. You're getting a one-on-one copy of that, and pretty much you're going to be able to get Pulse at a really, really cheap price in the beginning. And it's just so much going on. And it's also a proof of stake system. It's not like proof of work, so it's better for the environment as well. But yeah, definitely do your research. See, you may like it, you may not, but that's pretty much what I got on Solana right there, man. What do you think about that, Robert?
I'm I'm not too sure about Solana, but I'll definitely listen to you about the Pulse chain stuff. You caught the Hex pretty early, like around what 2 cents.
Yeah.
And now that's like what the top 4 market cap for crypto.
Top 3. Yep.
Yeah, top 3. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
I mean, I got some stuff about NFTs we could talk about real quick.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll pull up your screen. Mm-hmm.
Is it coming up or?
Bro, this water is, I don't know what's going on with this water. I can't drink for real. Like, I don't know. It tastes weird. Oh, and I didn't eat anything before this to where it would taste weird, but I don't know, man. I can't. I don't know what's up with that, man. Hold on. Oh. All right, I got you.
So I guess so VeeFriends is like a popular NFT from Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know.
Yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk. Yep.
Yeah, mm-hmm. He like he's been all over Facebook, you know, talking about NFT, and he's like extremely popular now, which blows my mind. I'm not gonna invest in this stuff, but I guess like you get
But
some.
no, hold on, real quick, not to cut you off, but nah, Gary Vaynerchuk, he's been popular for a while, especially on YouTube. But with this whole NFT stuff, though, he's gained a new audience because of this. So so yeah,
Yeah,
nice, yeah. He's definitely capitalizing. You know what I mean? But nah, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not really too sure. But nah, go ahead, yo.
I mean, he's like a popular like speaker and all that.
Yeah, influencer, yeah. So he's definitely gonna have some clout in the NFT game, just off rip. Like he's gonna have clout. The same thing with like Mark Cuban and all these other guys getting into crypto. They're gonna have clout off rip.
And I think he's actually one of the top ranking NFTs. Oh, actually, I thought wrong, but he's pretty up there. See, he's number 16.
Okay.
Which is kind of I saw him on social media talking about NFTs, for months, and I kind of just blew it off. So I'm just like, oh wow, he really actually, he's coming up there with this project. So I think it's just something worth mentioning. And I guess like for whatever NFT you get some perks with it. Like you go to if you buy one of these, you get to go to like one of his shows or something like that. Let's see if I can find an actual explanation on it.
Yeah, that's the cool things with a lot of NFTs, because I have one NFT, and that's a Richard Hart NFT. Richard Hart, the creator of Hex, and when you bought that, you're able to be able to get an actual toy of that actual physical toy. So some of the NFTs, they have like these cool perks.
Yeah. So he actually hand draws it, which I could kind of tell it's not the art that I would buy. It was like some kid drew it. It's the art for me. I wouldn't buy it for the art, but I guess if you're a fan of Gary, like why not check it out, and you get whatever VCon, I guess something he's holding, some event he holds every year. You get, I guess you buy one of these, you basically go out there for free. And
how much Ethereum does it cost actually for that? It doesn't say, right?
These are actually pretty expensive from what I've seen
before. It said 1 of 10 on there. So if it's 1 of 10 and it's Gary V's platform, then I already know that's going to be a pricey NFT right there. Accountable at.
yeah. I'm trying to find it.
That's crazy. YOLO yak. Oh man,
$40,000 for that.
That's crazy. What is that? A 1 of 1? Probably is a 1 of 1, but yeah, that's crazy.
It's not for me. Like I wouldn't mess with this, but it's just something I thought was interesting. And then there's another project that came out called Polka Party. This literally just came out like recently. So I'm actually doing more research into this one.
Okay, so on that right there, I believe that is actually on the Polkadot network. I may be wrong, but I believe that's on a Polkadot network right there. So like each of these blockchains are having their own NFTs, their NFT platforms. Like you got Ethereum, they have a whole bunch, OpenSea, VFriends or whatever. You have Solana, they have their own NFT stuff, and Polkadot, I'm pretty sure this is on Polkadot network. So yeah, anything with smart contracts, they're gonna dip into the NFT market.
And I guess the founders, they was part of the League of Legends project, Poker Starter, Gemini. I don't know who any of these people are, so I would definitely research if these people are actually involved with the project, and if they actually have done what they're saying they've done, But this is just something I saw on YouTube, and I thought was pretty interesting. I'll try to look for the next project that's pretty early, so I'm gonna be looking. And I guess like if you actually mint this NFT, you get like 20% of the actual revenue of whatever this company makes in the future.
Yo, can you go back to that with that last screen, the previous one you were just on?
Yeah.
Poker Party.
And
So actually, that's on Uniswap because it says on the top right, it says Uniswap POLP. So actually, this may be Ethereum, even though it has Polkadot. I don't know why they don't name it that, but it's
mhm.
actually on Ethereum network, I believe.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing, but yeah, you buy the actual pulp in Uniswap,
Okay.
and I think it's what at 7 cents right now. I might buy some. I don't know. I'm gonna do more research on it. I just thought
Mm,
it's pretty early, so definitely check it out.
okay.
See if you like what they're selling.
Hmm.
And yeah, and I guess some other NFT projects been coming out. Usually with NFTs, like I would definitely look into to getting it before it actually comes out, right? Like if you actually want to get into NFTs, definitely be the first to mint the actual NFT before you. If once it hits the market, it's too late
Mm.
unless you want to flip it, Which I don't. To me, it's too much time to actually be flipping these. Too much time and too much money. I wouldn't really.
Yeah. See, I'm not really too interested in NFTs, but I would say this: when NFTs are able to, and I don't know if they are able to do it now, but when they're able to like have videos and stuff like that in NFC with sound, like the full like HD
No, they they,
4K,
they, they do.
they
They,
do.
they got
So
they got NFT videos.
all right, now that's the thing too, because it's not as popular. Because when you see NFT, you usually see like pictures and images and hand drawn stuff like we just seen.
Yeah,
But when that like and you don't want to wait for that to happen. Pretty much, you want to get in earlier. You don't want to have to wait till that becomes more popularized if you're trying to gain. But I would say I would be actually more interested in NFTs when that stuff happens because like I'd rather consume media through videos and not just pictures. Like
yeah.
on I don't know, that's just how I am personally, but I think that would be pretty solid.
So I mean, the NBA Top Shot is the video highlights, and then they got music NFTs too. I don't think NFTs going anywhere. Like to
Mm,
me, I think it's here to stay. So I would definitely be focusing on it. Like I'm doing a whole bunch of researches on
mhm,
NFTs right now, trying to
mm,
trying to figure out the market because I just come from stocks, so I'm just trying to learn something different.
mhm. Yep. All right, let's see, let's pull up this hex chart real quick right before we end this stream, and let me see, share screen. All right. So let's go over this hex real quick. And so right now, like I was saying earlier in the beginning, hex right now is at 46 cents. And it was at you could have got it at like 35 cents. No, actually, it was where did it dip down to? It was at oh hold on. I'm at the week chart. Oops, I'm on the 24-hour. Oh, week. So yeah, Hex dipped down to about 35 cents and right over here. And right now we're sitting at what is it 46, and we briefly got over 50 cents. That was a big mark for us to get over because we couldn't break that 50 cents in the first run up. But now that we got over 50 cents, I'm pretty much I'm thinking we're gonna hit 60 by next week if we don't go under 40 cents again. I don't think we're going to go over 40 cents again. We pretty much held that pretty strong, and we were going sideways like this right here. See, I hate this chart because you
I got
can
I got I got a chart I could pull up.
okay. Um let me pull up. All right. But yeah, it's
But yeah, it made a nice dip you could have caught, but it's going parabolic right now. So I think it's
one second. Let me yeah, nah, it definitely is. It's well as far as like the monthly, like yeah, it's been going parabolic like crazy.
yeah. Usually
And
when
Mm-hmm.
When you my bad. When you see this going on, the price usually goes up the fastest, and
Uh-huh.
that's what I kind of see with Hex. It's just been going nonstop, and like I talked in the last video about the Fibonacci lines. Like you see how it hit that line and it dipped down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely look for this line to hold. I'm not trading this. I got some money in it and I'm holding on to it. But I'm just showing you like some technical analysis on it. So definitely look for this line to keep on holding. And this is like a flag formation too.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like this flag breakout. And usually you could just measure from here to here, and then that'll be like your price target.
Mm.
Oh yeah, and I have another another thing. Like the parabolic curve. I saw this, and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
so like if it definitely
Uh-huh.
holds this line, it could
Yeah.
definitely
That's yo,
it could keep going up.
that's not even the bullish one though.
Mhm.
That's the bearish one right there. Because they're talking about in this one, yo, the other I don't know which one is I seen another one, but not keep going, keep going. I'll talk about that later. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I got a lot of
Uh,
signals on this,
yeah, yeah.
so definitely look for this line to keep holding.
Uh-huh. Nah, but go back to the parabolic one, the parabolic line though. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, like I'm thinking like if this keeps on going the way it is,
Uh-huh.
it could reach $1 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sinclair has a much higher price target than me,
Yo, I don't know, man.
but I think
Yeah.
$1 is for sure possible for this one.
Yeah, I think $1. But I think $1 in the next couple months, either this month or next month, because look, $1 is only a 2x from here.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. I'm like, yo, $1 is a 2x. Hex is averaging a 2x every 49 days. That's what it's averaging. So I'm like, yo, $1 right there. I'm thinking maybe October, maybe November. But also there's a few factors why it could reach $1 pretty sooner. And that's because of pulse chain. And remember how I was saying earlier, you're gonna get a one-to-one copy of your hex on the pulse chain network from the Ethereum network. So just because of that, there's gonna be a lot of people buying because you're pretty much getting a free copy. So it would make sense not to buy before if you're gonna buy hex. I'm saying if you're gonna buy hex, it doesn't make sense to buy it right after the pulse chain launches. It makes sense to buy it before, unless you think that the price of hex is going to dip after the pulse chain launches. Because if you think there's going to be a sell-off, which could be a possibility, that could happen as well. They're like, oh, I got 2 copies, I could sell one. You know what I mean? Since I got
Right.
2, you know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of people that think that way. But they may hurt themselves because the coin that they sell, depending on is on pulse chain or Ethereum, that coin could go up in value even more. You know what I'm saying? I really feel that both on Hex on Pulse and Hex on Ethereum, I feel that they're both going to be the same value. It's going to even out. It's going to balance each other out because Pulse, you're going to have cheaper fees, gas fees and stuff. Ethereum, you're going to have higher gas fees. But since you have cheaper gas fees on Pulse, there's going to be a lot of people staking it, which would make Hex more rare on Pulse. And if Hex is more rare on Pulse, then that means the price of Hex most likely will go up higher. Rather than Ethereum, people are not going to be creating as much stakes on Ethereum, network. If the gas fees are high to create stakes and end stakes. But if that's the case, that means the APY on Ethereum is going to be higher because there's less people staking on there. Because the more people stake, the higher, the less APY will be. So if more people are staking on Pulse, that means that there's less APY over there, even if the price of Hex is higher, but it's going to balance itself out because if there's less people staking on Ethereum network from the Hex on Ethereum, that means the APY is going to be higher. So the price is both it's going to be I feel it's going to be the same eventually. But we'll see what's gonna happen. But yeah, it just makes sense to get the 101 copy and get the Hex now. You know what I'm saying?
So is there a date for this pulse chain or?
No. There's no date, but if you go to pulsechain.io, and I'll pull that up real quick. Oh no, I'm sorry, not pulsechain.io. I don't want to give nobody the wrong. Uh, if you go to pulsechain.com, you'll be able to see pretty much the updates and in real time. If it's not on this website, then I wouldn't trust it. You want to go from the verified sources. So I would say either here, and remember there was a sacrifice phase as well that lasted 18 days. The sacrifice phase is still actually it's still going on, even though it says it's over, but it's not the official where you was getting the best rate is it's already done. If you wanted to get pulse now, you're pretty much like losing a lot of well, you're not losing any value, but the would have been gains is a lot higher than what you're going to get now or pause. But I would say if you want to get the updated information on pause chain, I would say go here, pulsechain.com, go to the Telegram, which is t.me/pulsechain.com. And you could also follow, I'll pull that up right here. And you could also follow Richard Hart on Twitter as well, or the Pulse Chain Twitter website, Twitter account, Pulse Chain Com. So Pulse Chain Com for the Twitter and Pulse Chain Com for the Telegram. And that will give you the most up-to-date information. And also follow Richard Hart as well. And yeah, that's pretty much that. And even if you missed out on sacrifice phase, when Pulse Chain launches, no guarantees, but the price may be at a good price to buy some of the native Pulse token, which is called Pulse. That may be at a good time to buy then. And yeah, that's it's gonna be a lot of stuff, and all the NFTs. So like how you pulled up, and I don't even know if Gary Vaynerchuk knows this. He most likely doesn't know, but anybody that buys his NFTs on the Ethereum network at VFriends or whatever it was, they're gonna get a copy of that on the Pulse Chain network. So they're gonna get a duplicate of their NFTs, and they're gonna be able to sell the NFTs on the Pulse Chain network. So there's a lot of value going on right now. That there's a lot of stuff. That's why I don't think this bull market is over. Maybe for Bitcoin, maybe the bull market for Bitcoin may be over, but in crypto in general, I think that there's a lot of stuff coming out in these next few months to where it'll be prolonged. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff going on. And if we were talking about Hex's bull market, there is no bear market for Hex. No, I'm not gonna say that, but
anything's possible.
Yeah,
and it's random. So somebody could just sell all their stuff and it'll just freaking go down.
Yeah. It's like to be serious. Like Hex is it's ever since it debuted, it's been up and to the right. There has been dips. There's been 85% dips in Hex. And those 85% dips has just been creating new all-time highs. So after any dip, it's always been a new all-time high created. But hey, who knows? Somebody could dump like 200 million Hex or something like that, right? And push the price down to a cent or half a cent or whatever. Who knows what's going to happen? But it's kind of interesting because the game theory mechanics, because if that was to happen, there's so many people in the Hex that want to buy cheap Hex. Because if Hex were to go to, I haven't, like, to be honest, I haven't been to work in a while, right? I do Uber driving, and I haven't been doing that in a long time. But if I was to find out, and if it was to happen, if Hex was to drop down to like a cent or something crazy, like I'm gonna work like 80 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? Like for like the next few months, just so I could buy some cheap Hex. Because that right there is just even if Hex was to go from $1 to like, and I'm just talking about me personally. I'm not saying that you should do this or anybody watching this, but like if Hex was to go from $1 to like a half a cent or to a cent or to even 5 cents, I'm buying as much as I can because I already know that's a bargain. And that may be risky for anything else, but Hex is different, man. That's how I look at it.
So he's strongly bullish on Hex.
Oh man, yeah.
But I'm gonna say, like,
Uh-huh.
Anything's possible. Definitely manage, put what you can afford in there.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. Yeah, definitely put what
And
you could afford. Don't put any money that you need, and even don't stake any money that you're gonna. If you're gonna stake something in Hex, and you know you may need that money in like 5 years or 10 years or whatever, I wouldn't even stake it. I would just keep it liquid. You know what I mean? I would keep it liquid so you could sell whenever you could. Because if you know you want to invest in Hex or whatever it is, but if it's Hex and you want to invest in it, and you're like, oh, I'm not sure, like I might need the money, blah, blah, I don't want to stake it, then don't stake it. No big deal. As long as you got the Hex, you're good. And then you can sell whenever or you can stake whenever. You don't have to stake your Hex right when you buy it.
that's what I'm doing. Like I'm just holding Hex. I'm not staking it right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Hex has like a strong community. Like he was saying, people are willing to, if it dips down, they're gonna buy it, and that's part of the psychology with trading and investing. If it goes down, are people gonna buy it? Is there a reason why it went down? Maybe if Pulse Chain failed and that was dumping, maybe I would hold on to it. So
yeah. If Pulse Chain were to fail, I could definitely see a big pullback in Hex for sure. Like for sure.
But right now it's a strong catalyst, right? Pulse Chain is gonna come out, whether a few months from now or next year, is planning on coming out. So that's a catalyst, right? So people are anticipating that. So there's definitely some reasons to hold on to this for now. So
yeah,
if it dips down, without any reason, why are you gonna sell it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if it's no valid, like, all right, yeah, there's nothing like no flaws or anything like that. Like, yeah, it really doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that's that's my thoughts on that. But yeah, there was a lot of great information on this stream today. For sure, we got over a lot of stuff, and yeah, next week we'll be back at it for you guys, dropping some more content. And like I said, you could go ahead, you can follow me on Hex on Dex on Twitter. Obviously, this is my YouTube channel. Give it a like, give it a subscribe if you find value in it. And where can they find you at, Robert? One more time.
You can follow me at Twitter at Traders Fearless, or just go to fearlesstraders.com. Also have a YouTube channel as well. Just type in my name, Fearless Traders, and yeah, just DM me if you have any questions, or just watch my YouTube as well. I have these videos in mind as well.
That's right. All right, guys. So it was good talking to you guys today, and we are signing out, guys. You guys take care. All right.
Peace. All right. Thanks for tuning in.